Sagittarius Rising, this is your monthly tarot reading for the month of March 2026. Got chimpanzee and grouse. Use both your intuition and your intellect to solve the problems or get answers to your questions. And grouse, express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. Oh, okay. Okay, let me get the mic over here. All right. How are you showing up this month, Sagittarius Rising? Strength reversed. The sun, impatient to get on with your life and find your joy and happiness and get out there in the world. The Knight of Coins reversed. That with the strength doesn't bode very well for your money. I'll tell you that. The Lover's at the bottom of the deck. You've got a passion and a purpose, someone that you're working on a shared goal with. You've got the vision, okay? But we're seeing unsteady money, unsteady action, impulse, low impulse control here. What do you value? Knight of Cups, Ten of Coins. We value kindness, showing love to others. A performative action, not fake necessarily, okay, but like performing your love out through towards others. And then Ten of Coins, that bigger familial structure or societal structure or corporate structure at the workplace or wherever you like being a part of something where everyone has their place and purpose. Everyone has value and meaning. There's elders, there's children, there's there's a whole hierarchy of structure there that's very stable and prosperous, and everyone feels secure and safe in it. A lot of value there for you. So what needs to change? Nine of Wands, defensiveness. Why are we defending ourselves? Why are you defending yourself, Sagittarius Rising? Two of Cups reverse. Broken heart, broken relationships. Nine of Cups, broken dreams. Oh, shit. The Hermit. You isolated yourself to find yourself. And now you know what you want. You want this real partnership. You want this lovers. You want this, mission on a purpose. Not this superficial Two of Cups stuff that's just puppy love or love, passionate love or whatever. This is like two very different people with different skills and abilities, different strengths, different weaknesses that cover for one another. They're made whole and made greater by the sum of their parts, and they have a mission and purpose in line, a goal to get to something of greater value by working together. Long term is what we're looking for, okay? Use both your intuition and intellect to solve your problems, get answers. We're doing that right now, okay? So what's driving you at this time? Sagittarius Rising, what's driving you right now? Page of Coins and then in the King of Coins. So Page of Coins, a desire to learn, desire for new experiences, seek out things that are of value, pretty shiny things. Also the King of Coins, security, stability, mastery, beauty, so much abundance that you have enough to give to others and support others as well so that you can give back. So you're looking to gain so that you can give back. Again, the Lovers. This is just going to go here. This is at the center of it all. A real relationship. What do you need to have the courage to do in March to forward your path and your goal towards that Lover's card? Three of Swords. You need to process your pain. I got something like this for Sagittarius energy earlier this year. You got to face it. Face what broke your heart. Face what triangulated you. Face what, destroyed those dreams and those hopes and that vision that you had that made you isolate yourself. The purpose of being isolated and introspecting and going on top of the mountain, as the Hermit signifies in the card, to seek, is actually to go within this is asking you to deeply, this is a transmutation operation right here, Temperance. Go deeply within and relive the most painful things that fucking happened to you, and how it felt and how it made you feel and why it happened and who was to blame, your own blame in the situation, their blame in the situation, all of it. And in doing that, you can find strength and purpose in having experienced that. It taught me to be strong. It taught me to put value in myself first. It taught me about what is of true value. I want to build something great so I can give it back to others. I want to be a functional member of this hierarchy. Like, I want to have children and grandchildren, and I want to give my parents grandchildren, and like whatever it is, right? And yeah, I want to show my love to someone, right? And like the feeling of lack can show a person how important that thing was. If you had it and you always had it, you might never appreciate it the way you do when you feel the lack of it. So it's time to go back into those tough feelings and those dark times and really relive it so that you have the opportunity to transmute it. That's the shadow work that all the spiritualists, tarot readers, astrologers, and everybody else talks about. It literally is just sitting there and feeling and crying and just reliving it all in your head, letting yourself go to that place, that dark place, and breaking down. And that is a transmutation operation. That is what is needed so that you can heal, so that you can be whole, so that you can meet someone that is of true value. What else do you need to have the courage to do? The truth. Face the truth. Truth about what? Emperor reversed. Two of Swords. Okay. So there's a couple different things going on here. Again, Temperance comes back. One, negative association with male figures. You weren't protected. You were dominated. You weren't able to protect. You were weak and weren't ready to jump into action. Take it. Which one is you? Okay. It's one of the two. And with the Two of Swords, you weren't decisive enough to act on what you already knew in your heart and in your mind, too. Okay? Chimpanzee. Let both your intuition and intellect guide you, right? You knew it on both levels, but you weren't ready to act. You could not act. You were indecisive, and then it got to be so late in the game that it was very, very traumatic. And at some point you're thinking like, if I could have just been strong enough to act on what I already knew and cut this off at the head and nip it in the bud, then I wouldn't have to go through all that pain, and that's fair. But it's time now to acknowledge your own role in the way that your heart was broken. It's also time now to acknowledge that there's something here about a negative association with male energy. So, whatever. Okay, the Empress, right? The Empress. If you want to be an Empress or you want to have an Empress, you need to fix the situation with the Emperor. You need to turn him upright. What does he represent when he's upright? He's a protector. He's a guardian. He's always ready to jump in and take action on the behalf of the Empress, the woman that he loves. She guides and comforts and supports. He takes action on her behalf. That is how it's supposed to work. Male female dynamic. Doesn't matter what gender you actually are. You're one of these two, right? Okay. Are you feeling like you're a negative emperor and you're too cowardly to act, and you don't feel like you're ready or have what it takes? You don't feel like you're good enough protector? You don't feel like anybody is seeking your guidance or your leadership? Or are you an empress and you feel like that these emperors out here, these men, are not to be trusted? They're not to be relied upon. I have to trust myself and have faith in myself, and I have to do everything myself. The Empress doesn't do very much, to be honest with you. The Empress doesn't need to do very much. She provides loving support. Everything she touches turns to gold and to growth, but she is vulnerable and she needs an emperor. That's the only way that we get to that real raw essence of feminine energy. I'm not saying that a person in the real world, like a woman, just shouldn't work or something. What, like, I'm not taking it medieval here, all right? Well, we're talking about energy. And the energy of an Empress, life comes to her more easily. All she has to give in return is her support and her loving guidance, her unconditional love. The Emperor has more severe attitudes about life. He's not really able to give unconditional love to too many. To the Empress, you know, to the princes and princess perhaps, but maybe not. There's a severity there, and it's needed for protection, for boundary setting, etc. Right? So we're readjusting our ideas around emperor energy, around male energy, because that's what's needed to get to this. All right. What's a detail you may be missing right now, Sagittarius rising? The 10 of Cups, the 5 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands, and the Tower. Fuck, man. 3 of Coins. Okay, so there's definitely been a fall apart moment here. You saw in either your own family that you created that later fell apart, or in your home family, like your parents or whatever. A lot of argumentation, a lot of fighting, a lot of competition for resource, for attention, for time, for love. Due to that, there was no celebration of your self-worth, and even embarrassment and humbling, humiliation. Okay. When the Tower came, because this was on faulty grounding, like this family was the foundation was fighting, arguing, and fighting for attention. Not, people weren't in their right place, right? Nobody had their like, okay, you know, you're supported, you're a child, you'll be protected and you'll be guided and taught. And you know, all you have to give is your willingness to learn and your natural childlike joy and energy, right? That was what was supposed to happen. Instead, we had everybody competing and fighting. And because that was based on a faulty premise, the Tower fell and it fell apart. This is the detail that you've missed. This made a master out of you. When these types of things happen in our lives, the reckoning is this, that our true values become this. If this would have never happened to you, I might have pulled the card for your true value of being like a 9 of Pentacles. I don't want to be rich. Or a, 4 of Pentacles. I want to protect my money from other people. Or like a 4 of Swords. I just want to get more time to sleep. Something kind of petty and shallow, frankly. But because you went through this, you were able to realize what is of true value. You also realized how you should behave and what is right and what is wrong. You saw it in an experiential way, which means it's permanent, it's lasting, and it's real. So when you're looking here, and this could be like, I could really see this as being like, my dad was a piece of shit. Fair, okay? But when you're looking at the things that have hurt you and damaged you, it is important to recognize on the other side of feeling all those things, what was gained. You learned what to expect out of yourself. You learned what to expect in other people. You had higher standards. You've also learned how strong you are. You still have such good values and desires. You want to give back to other people. You want to, this could even be like, I want to have a child. Like, I want to have a family and stuff like that. So there's still so much purity and hope and goodwill here that this didn't break you. It made a master of you, actually. Don't let that get lost in the sauce when you're, that's really the outcome you're looking for in the transmutation operation, right? That's the outcome that you're looking for. You're freeing yourself from this negative cycle, the devil. You're freeing yourself from generational fucking trauma, actually. Hell yeah. All right. The devil. Okay, thank you. We saw you. Fuck off. All right. So the other person. This could be a potential partner for you. Let's look at them. How are they going to show up? Are they going to show up in March at all? Seven of Cups reversed. They're made clear. They're very clear. Perhaps the Empress. They're the Empress. They're the Empress, okay? So, if you're a man watching this, or, well, you already know the deal. If you're a woman watching this and you're looking for a man, the person that you're looking for already has a hell of a lot of ease and grace in their life because they found the flow. They found their clarity. They're in touch with their intuition. They're a fantastic supporter of whatever you choose to do. And, even if they're a man, right? Like, doesn't matter. So, and I mean, Sagittarius rising is a masculine sign. So, even if you're a woman, you're more likely to be like the go-getter and the take charge, and you got the energy, and you're needing someone to balance that energy out with the Lovers. Look at how different these two are, right? Like it's the Beauty and the Beast story basically, right? So you're needing someone with the soft touch, that's compassionate and warm, that's supportive, that wants to just be involved with your ideas. At least that's what the context is for this reading and finding a relationship. And yeah, even though I definitely like identify with being a woman and my husband's a man, I do feel like in certain ways I have a lot more of the ideas and the passions and the drive, and I want to run out there and make things happen. And his passions and drives is to make my dreams happen for me. And I'm not fucking joking about that. I know it sounds weird, but there are people out there that just want to see you rise and thrive, and they know that they are best suited in their role as a supporter and a regenerator and a grower. Okay, so they're already very clear with the Seven of Cups reversed, and they've sorted themselves out, and that's your person, right? I'm not saying there's only one person, but I'm saying like that's what you're looking for. And so, in order to be their equal, you've got to sort out your emperor shit, right? And I would even suggest you look at like emperor qualities and characteristics. Like if you want to look up some tarot, don't know it that well or whatever, look that up. That's a good place to start for you. Magician reverse, yeah, you just don't have everything that you need right now to be their equal. Okay. So that's what we're working on. We're gonna get there. That's why it's coming up, or else it wouldn't even be a fucking question. All right. What's a secret that Sagittarius rising doesn't know about yet that they're going to find out today? A secret. Five of Coins reversed. You're already in a group or a conglomeration, a family, a friend group, work friends, work family. You're not as alone as you think. You can trust your truth. You have a truth. It's what you want. It's what you know is important to you. And you're free to stick to it. And by free, I mean like do it. I mean, like you stick to your guns, stick to what you want, stick to what you think. But there's the other secret there. You're not yet ready. You're going to have to be more patient. You're going to have to be patient with yourself and the way that this all unfolds, and grow steady and grow consistent. And this is the first step. Come back next month. Maybe we'll have another one for you, okay? But this is the way of things, and accept it now so that we can get on with the work. And instead of wishing, hoping, and dreaming without making any real progress towards actually getting what you want. We know what you want. Okay, we got the Lovers. So then what do we want to ask next? What are you learning right now? What are you learning in March? Ace of Coins. That's back to the values. What you have to offer. Actually, what you have to offer. The Chariot reversed. And what you can't control. Page of Cups reversed at the base of the deck. That's just negative emotional messaging, negative emotional way that you speak and you communicate and you offer things and you talk about things. And if you were to meet somebody, you come off as a negative emotional energy to them, even subtly. And that is something that just comes through because of your own unhealed trauma here. And that's something that only you can control, and you've got to get in control of it. You're not going to be able to buy your way into a relationship. You're not going to be able to say, oh, I do have a lot of money, and that I know people like money. Like, yes, but that's not going to get you to lovers. Fuck no. You got to be firing on all cylinders to get to that kind of love. And I'm not saying you can't do it, but you're not going to be able to control your outcomes with money and tangible offers and saying, well, let me take you out to dinner. This isn't a quid pro quo situation at all. You've got to work on yourself first so that you can be an equal to this Empress energy. The Hierophant reversed as the outcome. It's not yet structured or cemented. You're not getting married tomorrow. I'll tell you that. You already knew that, right? Like, it's going to take time. You've got an unusual way of approaching the concept of love and relationship, but what you want is actually quite traditional. So there's a readjustment towards like looking to fix your expectations for yourself and for others and what relationships can be and should be to get to the place where you are behaving in more traditional manners that would attract a traditional partner and a traditional marriage. Wheel of Fortune. It's not yet time. It's just not yet time, and that's fine. That's fine. Focus on this. It's like, oops, sorry. Focus on this. We got the answers already, It's not the news maybe you're hoping for that it happens right away with the Strength reverse. I'm getting impatient. I want my joy and love, but at least we got some answers. That's better than fucking nothing, right? So how will others be affected by what you do this month? Queen of Wands reversed, Four of Coins, and Queen of Coins reversed. Okay, so if we're talking about women, okay, if we're talking about women here, we got some people that are dependent, and we got some people that are narcissistic and fake, and they're coming around trying to get your resources, okay? Any little bit of work that you do on yourself makes you that much more valuable. Yet you're not getting the Empress coming in yet because we're coming from a place of negative emotional messaging and trying to be very transactional in our love relationship and conversation and what we're doing in relationships. And that has a holdover pattern. So even as you grow and become lighter and become more healed, there's still that residual effect of what you previously were in your energy. And so then the fucking people that are coming towards you are still fucked up. And so you're going to, if you do this work, okay, and you start healing yourself, you're going to see some love offers coming in. And you're going to want to run and hide and protect yourself from them and isolate yourself from them because fortunately you are going to see them for what they are. A woman, or it could be a man, like, okay, but these are both queens, so we're just going to take it for what it is. A woman that's very dependent and needy, and please save me and please rescue me because I need resources, I need value. They're just out here to get what you got, okay? And then the Queen of Wands, very self-involved and self-indulgent. At the core, both these two are either lazy, too lazy to work on themselves and do their own thing, or they're too insecure to have the true confidence. So they have to do a performative type of confidence, which looks like, someone that like has always done hair and nails and the nicest, hottest clothes on, and they look sexy and everything like that, but they're broke as fuck. They're still on daddy's credit card. They're hoping they can get yours, and they're deeply insecure, and they will make you pay to be involved with them in multiple ways. So just be aware of that. What do you need to let go of? Six of Swords reversed. Getting yourself into hot water. Why? Getting yourself into troubling situations because the Seven of Swords. You didn't have a strategy or a plan. You're just fucking fumbling around in the dark. And you're doing transactional love fucking behaviors, man. Yeah, you're just not going to see a true partnership that way. You've got an incorrect concept about what will make a good relationship work. And this could even go back to like this emperor problem where like you were, for example, you were like, well, if dad would have just worked harder and offered the money to mom, you know, she had to fucking work 3 jobs to support us kids. So all I need to do is have a good job and then everything will be great. Like that's very surface level understanding of what was really at play there, you know, and I that's outside the purview of this reading in particular, but like you can do the introspection and healing and come across those answers for yourself. It's there for you. It's ready. And step one is to really process how that made you feel to be hurt in love and childhood wounding and even adult relationships that hurt you as well. So, okay, let's get a message, a cosmic oracle card to send Sagittarius rising off for March. Never forget how resilient you are. You always bounce back. You're going to be fine. You're going to get through this. Stop ruminating over what you did or didn't do. Let it go. Yeah. And I mean, like, that's down to having the wherewithal to say, what didn't kill me made me stronger. You know, but I still go back to like this is something you absolutely need to process, but then once you process it, once you feel better about it, then move forward because you did gain something from it. Open your heart, not just a little, all the way, and let the love flow in. Let's get an In the Shadows Oracle deck card for you real quick. Real quick. Let's see this person that has hurt you the most. What do they want to say to you? In that moment, I didn't care. I knew it. I don't really know you. Yeah. So, like, if we're talking like a father figure, it wasn't because they didn't make enough money. It wasn't because they didn't do enough performant actions. It was because they never gave a fuck. They never gave a fuck. And they don't really know you. So, what does that have to tell you? It has to tell you that whatever they may say to you in the past, present, future, that is any type of judgment on your character, they don't really fucking know you. Everything can be assumed as a depersonalization or a mischaracterization. It has no bearing on your qualities because they don't know what your fucking qualities are. That's like a blind person saying, well, I do not like this shade of blue. Like, you can't see shit. What the fuck are you talking about? So, anyway, I hope that helped you. Sagittarius Rising. If you like that, please like and subscribe. Check back next month or even in a couple weeks. I'm going to do the love and relationship readings, and it looks like you could use one. So check your Venus sign. It's based on Venus signs, not rising signs for that one. And until I see you next time, good luck. Goodbye.